Hey everyone, in this episode, we are back to talk about boundaries, but we're talking about it from a different perspective. Now, we talked about church, we talked about relationships, but what about boundaries at work? You're not gonna mess up my intro. Anywho, back to boundaries at work. You tend to think of your employer. Well, some people think of it as slavery. They're like, employer, employee, I do whatever they ask. But that's not how it is. So join us in this episode as we talk about boundaries at work. We'll catch you later. Everybody.
What up, though?
What up, what up, what up? I don't think I've ever said what up, though. My friend from Detroit
Don't say
says
it.
that. I sound...
Nah.
Okay. Y'all know it's not natural.
You're an editor. Don't say it.
No.
No.
Don't do
Because
that.
how do you spell it? How would you spell it?
No.
I think
D-O-E.
like the verbs gotta, yeah.
What up, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even sound right saying it because I'm too...
What up, though?
So you sound better. Yeah, I don't...
Better.
Yeah, why we always gotta start like this?
Yeah, sorry.
Either she insulting me or telling me something I'm doing wrong.
You smart. You smart out here.
I'm
you genius.
smart. I'm
genius.
I'm a genius.
Mm-hmm. Genius.
Well,
genius.
thank you.
Yes.
To God be the glory. I give all glory and honor to my Father. Hallelujah. Oh, well, church was last week. Okay, my bad.
All right.
This week.
This week. Oh, this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about this here topic.
I am.
This week.
I am.
So we're talking about boundaries. The B word. Not the bad one, but the B word. Boundaries in the workplace, as an entrepreneur, whatever type of work you do. Boundaries. So how do you actually set boundaries in the workplace? Well, I mean, I guess as an entrepreneur, you can do that because it's your business.
Yeah.
However, like you're working for the government or Wendy's, McDonald's, like, you know, how can you tell your employer what you ain't and you isn't and what you won't do? Like if they tell you to flip them burgers, you better get flip them burgers.
Flip.
You can't, don't make the sound effects. I'm the sound effector.
You know what? Okay.
Shh, that's the fries. I know the different sounds because I used to work. That was my first job at McDonald's. So the burgers be like, and the fries be like, shh.
I learn so much about you every day. It just blows my mind.
Thank you for feeding into my foolishness. Okay.
It ain't foolish. It ain't foolish.
Okay,
It just makes up who you are, which
Appreciate
is very loving, kind, and hilarious. Y'all got to get to know this character because she's awesome.
She.
Awesome.
She. Okay.
Is that in
so,
the dictionary?
Dictionary. I'm gonna add that.
So we got 3 words in your dictionary.
No, it's like 80 words. Don't try to. I haven't told you all the words. Y'all don't know all the words. This dictionary is like about 300 pages.
And
I've been working on it for years.
I'm gonna edit it, but you ain't let me edit it.
I'm gonna let you edit. I gotta finish. I gotta add all the words. It's always a new word added.
True. That's true.
You know? Yes.
I can't carry on and add to this foolishness. I just can't. I can't.
Thank you for the time that you did.
You know what? I'm just
appreciate
glad that you enjoy your time. Hey, that's yeah. But my boundaries are coming up right now.
Okay.
I'm done.
Let's stay on topic. Stay on
We
schedule.
never stay on topic.
Yes.
Ever.
We
but
don't.
that's
I hope y'all like this. I
Look,
hope y'all enjoying it.
It's just our true authentic selves. And this is how we are real life. Like, I mean, real life. So we're not trying to we're not trying to be funny or pull a fast one, but this is literally how we are. So anyway, you getting us on the screen and we're going to continue talking about boundaries in the workplace.
Yes.
Whew. So yes, as an entrepreneur, it is easy to set the tone for how you want your business to run. However, comma, that's right. When the Lord say do something, especially if you are an entrepreneur in relation to or in response to God giving you a vision to do something and you're being obedient, you kind of got to do what the Lord say. So there ain't no, oh Lord, I ain't doing this. You may want to be obedient to the Lord. So, however, but on those day-to-day exchanges where if it's like emails or phone calls, or, I don't want to talk about phone calls, but text messages where people sending you personal messages or or emails or calling you, like, for example, if you're like, hey, let's set up a time and let's talk, and they just call you at 2 a.m. or things like that. Like, hey, how'd you get my number? Or, hey, you get what I mean? So it's like when people are too common with you, that can kind of be, not kind of, but that is an issue.
That's deep. So
that's an issue.
Pause there. The common part or the familiarity, that's something, like if you're doing business like with a friend, family member, that can get really tricky. Number one, unfortunately, friends and family members really don't support their family members' business anyway. But when they do, they have all these expectations that you're supposed to, I want a discount. Or they call you whenever they feel like it instead of sticking to the set time. Or if you set an appointment with somebody at 2 p.m., they calling you at 1:15. And it's like, well, that's not the time that I established. So now you've taken off 15 minutes. But then they're offended because, you're supposed to be my cousin. Or you're supposed to be my such and such. But this is still business. Yeah. And that's overstepping the boundaries that you put in place for your business for the sake of a family member or friend. Now, if you start off like that, you can't over time get upset because that's the bar you set.
That is true.
That's the bar. And I'm not going to say it like I've never done this because I'm absolutely guilty of it. I've talked to people 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 12 a.m. And now that I'm in a better place boundaries wise and you get in a voicemail, your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Please leave a message. Then you're mad. But I can't be mad at you that you're mad because that's the standard that I set.
Can't be mad at you because you're mad.
Yeah. Because if I wouldn't be mad if you wasn't mad, because if I was mad, then you wouldn't be mad. And if you wasn't mad, then I wouldn't be mad. But because we both mad now because I was mad and then you got mad at me for being mad at me and you got okay. Sorry.
Go ahead and finish because I want to see how this story ends.
And then we both mad. But that's because the boundary wasn't set in place early.
Right. I'm going to just join in on that part.
The right part. Yes.
I don't know what the whole sequence and flow. Okay.
Yes.
So yes, I do believe that, and I heard this quote, and I'll be butchering all these quotes, but y'all get what I'm saying. I'm going to paraphrase it. How you start is how you should finish.
Yeah.
If you start out a certain way, hey, I did get it right. If you start out a certain way, you should continue. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that if you make a mistake, you don't switch because you can be open and honest. And I believe in transparency. Hey, I know I started doing it this way and I thought it would be cool. Or, hey, I thought it would be a anomaly where you did this one time or twice, 2 times. But I'm realizing that I don't really like this. So can we go back to this or let's switch to this? Because I wanted to kind of give grace in this moment, but I'm realizing that this doesn't really work for me.
Right.
Or you don't even have to have that conversation. Sometimes you can do things that naturally switches it to that. So like having those automatic email responses. Like I've recently just took email off my phone. I have been so free from taking my business email off.
Yeah.
Because if I don't see it, I don't respond and I don't feel anxious or having the need or the pressure because I know me. When I see it, I want to do it. And I can't not think about it. If I'm like, it's Saturday, I'm hanging out, going to the movies, I'm not going to the movies, but you get what I'm saying. Hanging out, friends, doing whatever.
Netflix and chilling.
There we go. I'm a Netflix girl. I'm still not really going to the movies just yet. A little bit.
Well, actually, it's not the movies. Like, because it's so empty, it's plenty of room to spread out. Like, I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous about the movie industry. I'm like, gosh, there's so many empty chairs. For real. HBO Max, all that's taking over.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, everybody got their own streaming service now. I think Apple has one now. Of course, we know Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix. And I wouldn't be surprised if another station starts streaming there, we coming off mainstream TV, we gonna start charging you because it's just so, it's such a lucrative business. I think about Blockbuster when they were in business. I was so pressed to go to Blockbuster.
I don't even think I was what was I, like 11?
Oh my goodness.
When they went out of business, there used to be one down the street from us. Wow. And it was like,
I think I was in college.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Anywho,
right. We were definitely like, hold on, many moons
like this generation probably like Blockbuster.
Right, what's that? Exactly. I love. Oh my God, I love Blockbuster.
I think I'm renting a movie from Blockbuster once. We used to rent movies from the library.
McDonald's too.
McDonald's?
Out front, the McDonald's.
Oh, the red box.
The red box.
They still have those every now, in specific places.
Yeah, and DVDs.
Yep. Wow.
Man, I miss those VHS stuff. And you blow. I remember those.
Yeah, blow it.
Like the little cartridges for the little Sega and Nintendo. Oh, I miss Nintendo 64.
You taking
Can't
us
play
back.
it though.
You're taking us back.
I remember my Sega Nomad, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
How we got here is we can't have these Netflix and chill moments if we don't set boundaries. Like if you're working all the time and you're not taking a moment to rest so you can like replenish and recalibrate and recuperate.
Ooh, come on here, words.
Yes, Keisha. Now, so that's plagiarism, but that's not in there. But I can use it and I can pronounce it.
You did pronounce it.
I sure did.
Say it again.
Recalibrate.
Hey. Mm-hmm.
Reconcile. I just added that. I ain't say that the first time.
You didn't. That's right.
Riri.
Yes. She's doing good, y'all. Her enunciation is becoming
I'm getting better.
Quite advanced.
I've been pronouncing in the mirror.
It's a mirror?
Yeah.
So you look at yourself and be like, recuperate.
Yes. Recalibrate. Riri. Reconcile. So, and you keep throwing me off. So we're saying this to say, we talked about Blockbuster.
I'm throwing her off.
We talked about Netflix and chilling and all this because if we don't set appropriate boundaries, whether as an entrepreneur, as a government worker, as a fast food retail, whatever, if we don't set it in place, we won't ever have our moment to just chill.
That's right.
Like, and I feel like if you're watching a movie or if you're relaxing with your family and your phone rings and it's a business call, you don't have to answer. And so, and I don't mean this in a rude way, but do not disturb is a powerful, anointed, sent from on high.
It is truly sent.
Tool from the Lord.
And the iPhone has mastered it because we now have focus settings. Focus.
Now I'll hide alerts. Like I'm the queen of hiding alerts. I haven't really blocked anyone, but for me, I'm like, I don't want to depend on my device to like block people for me. Like I want to have the willpower to be like, no, like I'm watching a movie, I'm in the mall, or I'm eating dinner with my family and friends, so I'm not answering. Not to be, and I don't mean it to be rude or.
It's just what you've, right. And it's your level of conviction.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. And I don't like look at my phone like, It's more like, oh, dang, well, I'll hit you up later, you know. And I might send a text like, hey, I can't speak at the moment and I'll call you back during office hours.
Yeah. I like those buzzwords in office hours. But it gets tricky when it's a friend and it's somebody you're really close with because
it does.
You don't know if it's personal or business.
Yes.
And it's sometimes hard to communicate that. But praise be to God, my friends are awesome.
Praise be.
They do send work things via email. And if it's, but there's times they may send a text, hey girl, check your text, check your email. Did you get this? And I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. And it's cool. Or they'll say a little bit and we'll follow up through email or, because we're friends too. Yeah. But if it's like a whole, can you fix this and do this and change this and edit this and it's like schedule a meeting. Like my friends are so bomb. They'll be like, hey sis, let's schedule a meeting because I want to talk about this. Boom. Awesome. And it's great. Love it. Now in the beginning I wasn't on that level because I was just so when you're starting out a business you're like
you're excited, you're zealous,
so there's no boundaries.
You answer everybody's call.
I mean, I was answering everybody's calls.
Yep, because that call is money. Like when we learned in real estate, the guy put it best: every contact in your phone should have a $sign attached to it because you never know who they know that may need you or they themselves may need you.
That is so good.
Yeah.
And then from an entrepreneurial standpoint,
not usury or anything crazy.
Exactly. Right.
But from the business world, every contact in your phone is potential money that can be made.
I was just talking to someone about how I have contacts in my phone from middle school. Not that we had cell phones in middle school, but I don't delete numbers. And
when did I get a cell phone?
I got my first,
I think I was 16.
Big fat Nokia when I was in high school.
With the little antenna on there.
Oh my goodness! No, I ain't that old.
Okay, sorry.
But it had like 10 buttons.
And
I was in 12th grade. I had like 30 minutes.
Let me just say.
And it goes like $1,000 just for the 30 minutes.
Phones came a long way. Because you know how you used to send a text message and you had to keep hitting the same button multiple times? Like you had to hit one like that. 3 times to get to C. And you had to hit 5 times to get to the J.
And I still am programmed to do it too if I need to. It's crazy because it's still in my, like I go, do. Like I could do it with my eyes closed and know how many times I hit buttons. It's
right.
Crazy.
Or you could, like you used to tell your friend like, hey, call me at 9 because that's when a minute's free.
And then it was 7.
Thank God,
and then it was.
You done changed it. Then it's unlimited glory.
I don't think. Do they even have minute plans now?
Probably the crickets.
Okay, I was gonna say because I think.
What? Why should? Okay, never mind. I think it's the Crickets phones.
Yeah.
Or the ones where you
the
like
prepaid ones.
Nextel. Yeah, you go get the little card.
Do we even do chirps? I don't know if you would chirp.
Yeah. I was supposed to have a chirp, but I didn't have one.
That was my first cell phone that I bought.
Oh, you bought it yourself?
And I didn't have to put a down payment.
Hey.
They approved me. Okay. And I was like, I'm only 18. Y'all got me. Okay. That was cool.
That's what's up.
That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but.
So let's talk about getting off on time.
Ooh.
And you know what? This is something I've learned through the years of my work tenure. Mm-hmm. I was that person. I'm much better now, thank God, that if I would feel some type of way if I didn't finish my work in that time frame, in the 8 to 4:30, the 9 to 5 time frame, like it would really bother me. And then, and I'm not trying to be funny, you know, you have the slave master mentality employer where if you sick, you calling out, you sick, you got like 100 and some type temperature, and they like, oh yeah, so what time you coming? And it's like at the end of the day, and I'm not saying all employers don't care, but most jobs don't care. And if you go on with the mindset of my health is important, I think we might have more peace. And when you have them days that you need to take off, take off. Like if you have leave, and I'm not saying to be a leave abuser, but don't overkill at work. And I'm not saying don't be an overachiever. Like I learned that they might not care. And the reason why I learned this is because I had a coworker who worked. She was a hard worker. Like nothing, like she would leave her desk empty because she had to get everything done. And unfortunately, she passed away, and it was just like, oh, we just gonna replace her. So it was just like they don't care.
Ooh.
Like, keep in mind that all positions are replaceable. And don't work yourself to death. Take your vacations.
Please
take your time. Take your sick leave. Rest.
Absolutely.
Take your slick leave. I'm not saying take your slick leave. You know, if these are for the hard workers out there.
Yes.
Like if you know that you legitimately give into the business and you're doing your job, you're not stealing and stuff. You know, for the hard workers.
Don't steal leave. Minutes too, because if you get there 12:05 and you wrote down 12 o'clock, then you didn't stole 5 minutes.
Don't steal them pens and that copier paper and stuff like that. You know,
like that.
Like that.
So that means one paper here and there.
No,
she said like that.
So people used to, when I was working at McDonald's, I don't even know. Don't want to say this. So what people used to do, like people be stealing. Like stealing burger, like patties, like boxes of food.
What?
Yes. People steal, and so the managers wonder why cost control and stuff like that is so high, or the inventory is not matching. You got the people stealing the food.
And it's on camera though. Like I don't.
Well, I don't want to.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I just know I done seen a lot.
I just never.
I'll tell you offset how people do it.
Wow.
But it's something.
People gonna be like, can y'all text us after to tell us? We not gonna tell you.
We about to get blamed for these restaurants getting jacked.
Yeah.
But you know, if you, like I said, take your time off, take a break, rest. Work is important, but it's not everything. It's it's
the ends to a means, or a means to an end. Yes. But it's not the reason for your existence.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And what about when you're at a job and they say, hey, we're going to have a meeting. That wasn't in my calendar. Or if it was in the calendar, the meeting's supposed to be 30 minutes and it goes to 2 hours or 2.5 or 3.
Yeah.
Then what?
So, I mean, I don't know if you can say that's overstepping a boundary because it's work related. I hope. Like, is the meeting work related?
A work meeting that was supposed to be 30 minutes that was scheduled from like 2 to 2:30, and now you're on there from 2 to like 5.
But are we discussing things that relates to the purpose of the meeting? Because if you are, then that's just what it is.
It's supposed to be 30 minutes, and it's now additional things that were not originally scheduled for.
Oh, we just added that part. You didn't say that.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, if it's like, well, I mean, people go off on a tangent anyway.
And it's work related.
I just kind of feel like you got to, when it comes to work meetings, that's kind of inevitable. And you can't just, so what do? Just walk off? Like, just, no, let me get my laptop, roll out. Like, you know, you just got to like grin and bear it.
But from 30 minutes to 2 hours? Like, I need time to implement what the meeting was about. But my whole day was full of meetings. So at what, and then you want the deliverables tomorrow, but you've been talking to me for 7 hours and I'm working an 8-hour shift. At what point do I get the work done? Because I'm not using my off time to complete it.
Right. So what do? Do you save it for the next day or do you quit? Like, I kind of
right is one of those conversations.
I think that would be like a personal thing,
right?
Because
so how do we navigate a situation where you're in meetings? You're constantly being those work boundaries because you've communicated to me 30 minutes, but you've gone to 2 hours and now you're talking about things that are important to you, but not necessarily to my role.
Yeah,
and it's kind of
like the technology that we have now, you can send like a chat like, hey, I have like some other things I need to work on. Is it necessary for me to stay? Do you still need me? You can ask that.
Right.
And if they see it, then, they can respond. Or you can just get off like, respectfully and then send a follow-up email like, hey, I had such and such to do that, you wanted me to complete by whatever time. I think it's a communication thing, but you can't necessarily say my job overstep my boundaries because a meeting went over, because I think that's inevitable. Like that's not like far-fetched.
I kind of feel like if they're a repeat offender and you tell me 2 to 2:30 and you still want other stuff done and you're still scheduling meetings that are going to go over because no meeting is ever 30 minutes, then it's kind of like, okay. And especially if I've communicated to you, I have another meeting afterward and you're still going.
Yeah. So you go to your other meeting and like,
right.
I feel like if it's a repeat offender, then you can kind of, that they're going to continue to repeatedly offend. You know what I mean? So
and they're your boss or one of the bosses, rather.
And that's also
so how do we respond to that?
I think just having a conversation. And if they, you can't, not everybody can just roll out and quit their job. But if it's to that point, then find another job, and preferably look for one that don't include meetings. Because because if that bothers you, then you don't need to have a job that has meetings.
Like, listen, boss, we can have meetings all day, but I'm going to give you an ultimatum. I'm sticking this meeting or I'm going to do what you asked me to do. Because I can't do both because I'm one human and I have about 30 minutes left. Yeah. So sometimes I tell them, okay, my workday ends in 30 minutes. Do you want me to spend this 30 minutes on this call with you? Or do you want me to finish this work you asked me to?
And then you
pick.
Because
I'd love to chat with you for 30 minutes, but don't you think you're going to get that document?
Right. And if they're going off on a tangent, then again, technology, you can lower that mic. And if you're done saying what you're supposed to say, lower the volume or whatever, turn your camera off and work on what you're supposed to be working on while they're talking. Your presence is still there. Like you didn't leave or anything. So also not everyone can multitask, but if you can, that's a good advantage.
And I absolutely cannot.
Yeah, I'm a queen of multitasking.
But it's like if I'm in the meeting, I have to be engaged. I want to listen. I want to not miss anything because ultimately you're responsible for that information that you've received.
Well, if you're going off on a tangent, then, you said that they were saying things that didn't have anything to do with the original purpose of the meeting.
Well, it's still business related, but not to that specific area. So if we're doing like quality control and then you're talking about a potential vendor, it's connected to the business, but it's like not the purpose of this specific meeting.
Yeah. If it doesn't affect me, then I'm not listening. I'm not going to pay attention, guys. I'm going to take out the nuggets that I need.
The nuggets.
And the nuggets with barbecue sauce.
Come on here,
honey
barbecue.
Mustard,
you know what? I have a taste. So you didn't talk about burgers. You didn't talk about barbecue. I have a taste for those, what is it called? Smokehouse burgers from Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, I love Cheesecake Factory.
Oh my gosh, and I hate cheesecake. That's the thing.
So
the burgers are bomb.
The first
bacon,
cheesecake that I've
cheddar,
tried,
and barbecue sauce.
Now you're trying to make me hungry.
It's really good.
That sounds good. That's a really good combination. Yeah, we about to go.
Right, we about to go. So we'll talk to y'all later. I don't even know what we about to talk about next, but I'm out of here.
Yeah, so hopefully, those who are listening, who are entrepreneurs, who are government worker, wherever you work, retail, because every job is important. Every job contributes to the economy. Some way, somehow, we all need a job, and we need jobs that's out there. So I would say this: respect people, time to an employer.
Absolutely,
appreciate your staff.
Remember that they're human; they're not robots. I think that's the biggest thing. And I had a wonderful conversation with my close friend. Oh, and I'm not talking about.
You said that a little jiggly.
No, I meant it because I was trying to think of a way to say it, but he's a real close friend.
Oh, is he? All right. Okay. So that's your friend.
I'm talking about a good friend of mine. Okay. I was laughing because I'll tell you why. No. Y'all know I smile all the time. Let me just explain.
Okay, go ahead.
It was a good buddy of mine, and I'll explain to you why I was laughing later after the show.
Okay.
But it's a good buddy of mine, and we were talking about how in this world, we're starting to see more like self-checkouts, and we're seeing more robots and things doing stuff that's ultimately getting rid of human presence.
I don't like
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So the conversation with my good friend
but you said it a little.
I know, because I was laughing because my friend could be listening right now.
Hi, friend.
Literally listening.
You listening, friend? Hey, friend.
So anywho, no, but you know, and it was a very interesting dialogue, and I like how intentional he is, because he will go to the human being to utilize their service, because if the company sees, people love self-checkout, people love the computers, people love the little robots that are now taking your order, they're going to replace humans.
I agree with that.
And so now they're like, we can cut costs and just cut out all humans and interactions.
Yep.
So what about that waitress that comes and serves your food, and you're laughing and joking and connecting with her, and now we're building reciprocity, we're talking, we're engaged, we got rapport, not reciprocity, but we have rapport. And so now I come back to the restaurant because I enjoyed my interaction with the waitress, but you just threw me a robot. I can't connect with the robot, and I may not come back. So you come back for the people, the service. A robot can't give me customer service.
And then what is happening with the people who's being replaced by the robots? Like, where are they getting their funds from?
And look at the economy.
I agree with your friend. I refuse to go to any self-checkout, to any machine to take my order. I'm going to a human being. And that also to me, that's eliminating human interaction.
Exactly.
And we need that. Like, we need human interaction.
We do.
And that makes me nervous too about our generation, because everything is technological.
Oof.
You know, like,
you gotta be careful.
Everything is at your hand, like, you know, a device, and it doesn't teach you anything, like, because everything does things for you. So when I have children, I pray to God that it's still human beings that's working at the store.
They going outside and playing with a basketball.
Exactly.
And doing sidewalk chalk and all kind of stuff.
You're not about to be on your iPads or Nintendo Switches all day. Like, we were outside on the porch, and we cried when it was time to come in the house.
Cried.
But now you don't even see kids. Like, this past winter, it snowed. And not nary child knocked on no door talking about, can I shovel your snow? Why? Because they was on the devices. They was on the technology. They was on YouTube, TikTok.
Wow.
I don't want that for my children.
Wow. Yeah, and again, it starts at home. It starts at home. It starts with the value system. And I think the devices started out being like, ooh, television, ooh, yay, educational, this is cool. And then it turned into glued to it. Yes. And I was thinking about
the boundary be set in that regard. Like, more so, not a parent being mean, but knowing, okay, at 7 o'clock,
30 minutes tech time, that's it. And use it as a reward, not as I just want to keep them quiet.
Exactly. As soon as you get out of school, they on their little devices.
Oh no, we bonding as a family. Honey, how was your day? And I don't mean like, how was your day? What did you learn? Because that's kind of like, it's just like bombarded of questions. No, I want to know how you feel. And I don't know if I talked to you about this, but one thing that's important to me is emotional intelligence, knowing how to be aware of another's feelings and connect with the person. Not just how much do you know, but how much can you relate and bond and connect with others. So without that emotional intelligence, we're just operating as silos in the community, just like all doing our own thing. And that's not important.
I think that emotional intelligence is important too, because it lets us know what people are going through. And that made me instantly think of Miss America 2019, who a couple of months ago, she unfortunately committed suicide. She jumped from her apartment building. And the sad part is that her mom didn't even know that she was depressed. Her family didn't know that she was going through. So imagine being in this limelight and all these people are cheering you on, you know, lights, cameras, pictures and stuff. And deep down inside, you're suffering, and people are not emotionally intelligent enough to recognize that you're going through. And I feel like it has a lot to do with social media, obligations of life, and just being distracted by technology.
That can definitely be a huge contributor. And it's not to say that it's their fault for not knowing, but we're saying let's bring awareness to checking in on your people, knowing paying attention to their moods and their body language. And she usually eat when we go out, but she only ate 2 chips, but she can eat a whole bag. You know, my friend can eat a whole pizza, but today he only ate 1 slice.
Or people counseling counseling plans, you know, when somebody's always out with you, and then it's like, you know, the last couple of times it's like, no, I can't make it today. Like, you should check into that.
Absolutely.
To see if they're all right. You know,
absolutely. Being aware of others. And
pay
I think that's important.
friends.
And so what are some things that you do? What do you do to check up on your friend, your people? I know we're talking about professionals and in the workplace, but people are in the professional business too. They're people.
Right,
we're not just robots.
Right.
So what are some things you think that you can do to contribute to boundaries in the workplace, boundaries with professional, boundaries even in different areas that involve, the building of our economy? Because when we're talking about work, we're talking about things that ultimately affect us.
Right.
So
and some people commit suicide because of their job.
Wow.
Or
Finances.
they come, this is one that's big. You have people who come and retaliate and shoot people at work because they were violated. Their supervisor overstepped their boundaries.
Right.
But I think that's another topic for another day.
It absolutely is. But if it's something you guys want to share or some of us to continue talking about, please let us know. Because I feel like this is important. Yeah, let us know. And we will continue dialogue and conversation. But until then, it's Truth Talks TV.
Truth Talks TV.
See you guys.
Remember, the B word is powerful. Boundaries. Take care.